You probably think that it's just a song, but this is my life I put in these rhymes. My mind is twisted like it's a vine.
Hey, this is a quick little video I want to make. Something I just thought of. This is an extension of the last video I made. It's called "How to Write Songs Twice as Fast." This is gonna be an extension of that. Another way I learned of how to make songs much faster is if you write songs related to your own experience or an experience of somebody else's. It's like when you making music that's coming from a real place, it's much easier to write a song because it's like all you're doing is kind of reciting from memory. It's like the words flow much easier because you're not pretending, you're not making up things. It's much easier to write a paper or something relating to your own experience than it is to try to put yourself in somebody else's shoes or something like that, or making an entire fiction. It'll be easier to write an autobiography, or is it biography? One of them where you're writing a book about yourself than it is. It's easier to write that than it is to write an entire fictional book. To me, it is. It's easier because you're not. It takes extra brain power and extra effort to imagine something new and foreign, something you have to use your imagination on when you come up from your own experience. It's just easier because you don't have to think as much. You can just talk from your memory, or it don't necessarily have to be about your life. It's about if you talk about real things that you know, things that you think. If you talk about how you feel, it's much easier, and honestly, it feels much better when you record a song because, but whether you know it or not, people need a release. You have a lot of energy and built up energy and things in you which need to release, and some people don't get the release they need in today's society. So music could be a way of doing that. But anyway, what I really wanted to say with this is, I think one way to gain fans or be popular or to make it bigger, quicker when writing music is, I think it would, if you come from a real place. You know, you may be able to develop a fan base or whatever, writing fictional songs, writing about things that you don't really know about or relate to. Like you talking about, like there's some people who talk about killing the shooting or whatever in their songs, and they don't know anything about that, and they don't live their life. People may listen to it, but most people, a lot of people can't respect it once they find out you're lying, because real recognize real if you're not living that way, and the people that do live that way, they see through you. So I think it's best to talk about how you live, what you've been through, what your experience, because your experience may be the coolest or right now, and it may not be celebrated right now, but it sure as the sun rises in the east. I heard that old saying from a movie or somewhere. It sure as my name is Lumen DeMel, there's somebody that can relate to what you're saying. And if you're writing music, I'm not saying every time, but you should definitely start writing some music. If you're even writing any type of music, you should write from a real perspective, write from your own experience. Whether you put the song out or not, just make songs about your experience, how you feel about things, what you like, your perspective. At least sometimes, you don't got to do it all the time, but make sure you. I think it's better to write these songs to get things off your chest that you didn't even know you had on your chest. It'll make you feel better. Not only will it make you feel better, you know, and it doesn't always have to be depressing music, but just talk about things that and people will relate to it and connect with it much stronger. If you look at all the greatest artists, it's particularly in the rap genre, because that's a genre that I know very well and I grew up listening to. But if you listen to any music I've heard outside of my genre, the most popular music is the music that's coming from a real place. Look at Drake. Drake is basically one of the number one artists in the world right now. If you listen to all his music, one thing is for sure, Drake does not fabricate anything. He may not be the coolest guy. People look at him like he's a simp and he's soft, but he's able to amass millions of followers because he's talking about his own perspective. He's talking about what how he feels and what was real to him, and people relate to that, and it comes off as genuine. So if you want to get farther in this thing when it comes to music, I know you don't really have no reason to listen to me. It's not like I'm anybody with the music, but I know this true. If you want to get farther quicker, or you know, it'll definitely help if you do that. I mean, look at any other artist. I could just think one randomly off the top of my head. Who? Michael Jackson. I'm not sure. I don't know his catalog that well, but I'm sure a lot of his music came from a real place. And when you can mix creativity with honesty, that's a great concoction for great music, or anything really. Put put some reality into it, because the world is is crazy enough and beautiful enough and scary and traumatic enough to you not even have to make up anything. If you just talk about what's real, what's going on, it'll help you to get it out. It'll help people. You may that may be going through certain things or feel the way you feel. Help them out. And it may even help bigger than that, because it just may bring certain issues or whatever to the forefront. Like like, for example, when I don't watch any TV, but when I hear people, but the people in my household do it, when they watch things like Law and Order or whatever, or fake crime shows, I don't like it, because these people, I don't know I don't know if in Law and Order or whatever, do they write these stories, or they write the scripts? Is it fictional, or are they talking about real stories that happen? But anyway, if the stories are fiction, it's like there's enough real murders and real bad things that's going on in this world that you have to create and make up a story. It's like you're spending your time and effort writing these crazy murder mysteries and things like that, when it's really things like that going on in reality that you could bring, light to or whatever. But anyway, that's my 2 cents. I like to say, I think as any artist, whether you like pretending or faking or not, I like to say you would be much better off writing from a real place, writing from your experience, writing about how you feel, what you think. The words and the songs will come much quicker to you, and you'll feel better. You'll feel better about the music, and you might even make songs you may feel embarrassed about because it's so personal. But you don't necessarily have to put those songs out. But it would do you. It would help you a lot if you would start writing music from a real place, an honest place. People respect it. You respect yourself. You would like the music much more. And one more thing before I quit, I'd like to say that one problem I had was when I first started writing music based on my reality. I would focus on the reality and forget that it's a song. If you're writing music, you got to remember that you're not writing a paper. You're not writing in a scientific journal. You're not writing a speech. People forget that you're writing a song. A song is to help people, make people vibe to it. A song is to make people, is for you to nod your head to and vibe with. If you're not making a song with vibes, or songs that sound good, that people can recite, then what's the point? No one's gonna listen to a goddamn, because there's people who talk about a lot of information and whatever in their songs, but the song doesn't sound good. If you want to write a paper, you need to write a paper. You know what I'm saying? Or make a video. But if you're writing a song, don't forget that you're writing a song. It needs to sound good, and sometimes you may have to sacrifice your content, or sacrifice, being as meticulous as you like, or specific as you like in a song, because to make it sound better. Now, some people don't have to do this. Some people can find a way to get they point across and talk about all the information they like to talk about in a song and make it sound good. But the number one rule when you write a song, it needs to sound good, or else what's the point? You need to write a paper or something. But anyway, that's it. I'm gone. Yeah.